McKillen, how's it going, man?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
So I'm kind of wanting to get this full theory out to you guys to see what you guys think. Emet went to Marie Geoise 200 years ago, and it's never said why. He's up there for some odd reason. My theory is that he went to actually kill Joy Boy. Reasoning why he was captured, and there's hints at that because there is a frozen room, which is notorious for freezing rubber, but then also the Nika fruit has a mind of its own. So that was their way of containing it. But there's no other way or theory that why Emet would have came up there. And in 800 years, there's no record of anyone ever awakening like Luffy did with the Nika fruit. So how did Emet even activate if Joy Boy, that's why I think Joy Boy activated himself to do that. What do you guys think?
I don't have anything. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to have an answer here.
But the whole thing was like, yeah, we don't know who ate it at that time. The main thing is that what would draw is that I probably used the awakening. But it said it wasn't awakened for like how long? The fruit?
The Gomu Gomu?
Yeah. So I'm like, how would it draw Emet there? Is what I'm thinking.
Because we've confirmed that Emet is powered by the drums of liberation, which is the awakening heartbeat.
Didn't they say that the fruit hasn't been awakened in like 800 years?
Yeah, something like that.
They said it couldn't be found. It evaded them. I have a theory about it, but
I told Broker about it. He kind of really liked it, but I just haven't really been able to find any holes in it other than, I mean, there's no explanation other than that, but there's nothing showing or telling us how Emet even, or why he even attacked Marie Geoise. Why was even the purpose? And I think the purpose was to get the Nika fruit reborn.
the one thing I will say is that there's a lot of confusion on Loki's part about the devil fruit being the sun god fruit. What if to say that 200 years ago, during the Fishman Revolution, where they first decided to join the Reverie before they got discriminated against and never went again after that, between the giants, there was a owner of the Gomu Gomu, and it was a giant itself. And somehow that giant during that time switched the devil fruits on Elbaf. So he probably had whatever devil fruit that Loki is like, yo, that was the one being passed down the royal family bloodline. So this giant who got the Gomu Gomu no Mi, he switched it out with the fake one, took the Gomu Gomu, ate it, and then during that 200-year time, he went up to Marie Geoise, and the robot was like, yo, I'm following. Like, he found the robot somewhere, and he was able to activate it somehow. Doesn't know how, but he was also a friend of the Fishman, and he went with them to revolt. So that's why Emu has that giant straw hat that happens to be within that frozen dungeon that he was in, was because he was like, yo, Joy Boy has been trying to come back to some degree. And the fruit evaded us, and when it evaded them, it went somewhere, and then the government found it like 200 years later, and then Shank stole it.
How long ago was this? You're saying?
It was 200 years ago.
Because giants live for hundreds of years, right?
Exactly.
So I'm wondering, is that just like Loki's dad? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
because that's also what I was thinking too. Because if it was in the giant's possession, only 2 or 3 giants could have eaten it at all.
But Luffy ate the devil fruit 12 years ago. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Loki's dad died recently.
He died 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But I'm saying there was probably a giant before Loki's dad. And he had the devil fruit, which was the fake one.
Okay. So Grandpa Loki.
I've heard of that too. I've been thinking about something like that. That's another hole that could possibly, I guess, take down my theory. But until I guess we find out more in Elbaf, you know, it's kind of up in the air still.
I low-key wonder if Oda was doing something. Because I thought of 2 things. We saw how he's not necessarily a robot, but he's kind of like transformed into a robot. It's Kuma. Something triggered him to go to Marie Geoise and then attack Saturn and punch him in the face. So if we link Emet with Kuma, a sleeping robot or cyborg, whatever, wakes up and attacks Marie Geoise. Something triggered Kuma, which was Bonnie, daddy senses, whatever. I couldn't tell if it's his own natural instincts or think about program that's something that always protect Bonnie, sensing that she was in danger, why he went. But Emet, we know part of it is Joy Boy or Nika. So I wonder if, since you know they mentioned 200 years ago, it's part of the Fishman thing. And obviously I doubt it's Poseidon being awakened at that time or like, you know, being born. But I now made me think, since Joy Boy or the Ancient Kingdom has a tie with Emet and Joy Boy, I wonder if that's the year where Emu got his hands on one of the ancient weapons. And that triggered Emet, because he has a connection with them, to go there. I just thought of it right now. There's no evidence to that. Why would it trigger it? But it just made me think. What if that was the year he got his hands on one? He needed power to...
I can't see that happening because in my mind, it makes more sense for him to receive it after the end of the Void Century and the war is over. The ancient weapons are up for grabs. The only reason you can't get the ancient weapon Poseidon is because it's an actual person.
Right.
That person passes away, right? That's gone. So you need Pluton, but it's a ship. Wano hid the ship. Nobody knows where it's at. So the only one that was probably left over was Uranus. I would think that Uranus was just taken immediately after the war was over. And I think that it's been hidden or considered like a treasure of Marie Geoise was because it is something of that caliber. It just needs a power source. And then Vegapunk suddenly comes around and then develops this power source. And then it gets used. And that was the first time it was used since we can consider Enies Lobby and that trinity right there where the giant hole is, it was used previously. It might have been during that time where like it was used once. Imu said, yo, take that. And then that was over with. So I can't see the Uranus just being found one day and it was like 200 years ago and then Fishman Revolution. No, it was like they wanted to go to the Reverie for the first time and they did. And then they got discriminated against and then they just never went again until King Neptune and Shirahoshi went up this past Reverie. I can't see that.
Maybe it's just the grouping of that many like-minded people experiencing a discrimination or like firsthand. Like maybe something happened at the Reverie that had them.
I mentioned that before.
But Vegapunk had this whole thing about devil fruits exist because
enough belief.
If this many people at one place, one time, felt a way about something that Joy Boy was also extremely passionate about, like maybe that's what triggered it. I don't know. I really don't.
The power of freedom.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my question.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you guys had anything else to add to it, but yeah, I just, that's the biggest thing I couldn't ever figure out is why Emet actually went up there too.
It just depends, right? Like, can we say just playing the drums itself, like knowing the rhythm, can activate some type of like tribal effect? Because like we used it in wars in past times where we would have drummers during battle and to increase soldiers' morale. That's to inflict something on your will and possess you in a way to make you fight harder. What if that happened with the Fishman? And this is the thing for me, right? Fishmen should have so much more history than we actually know. They're like one of the oldest living species in the whole group, but they have no history. There's nothing behind them that says, yo, this is what we used to do. It's just, yo, Poseidon existed and racism happened. But that's it. They should know something, especially if they were allies of the ancient kingdom or Joy Boy himself, because he visited Fishman. He should be able to tell them what the beat is, but they've never even hinted that, yo, we know how to play drums.
The one thing that they do have...
You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell?
The one thing they do have is they have the Tamato box thing, I forgot what it's called, and they had the Noah and the connection to the...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's some lore there, but there should be more. I agree. There should be more culture, more knowledge.
There's no culture. It just seems like they were just given a bunch of stuff and just been like, yo, hold it down, bro.
Yeah, that's a good point because all the other races are kind of like practically our instinct or almost. Fishermen and giants are the longest races that have that could tell us what happened back then.
Yeah.
Their culture that should be passed down, that should give us a lot. We should be getting a lot, like you said, a lot of culture, a lot of history from them.
It seemed like Giant and Skypiea got more history than Fishman Island. And that's ridiculous to me.
I'll say this, though. Do you think that is in part because of slavery? Because that happens in America.
Yeah. There was no
people don't have...
Hold on. There was no slavery happening on Fishman Island. There was slavery after them going to the surface because they wanted to see the sun.
I'm just saying American blacks don't have the same connection to their heritage because of slavery. And I know that's different.
Yeah, but that's
being
outside.
Exported,
yeah, no, but that's outside. There's no island. Hold on. There's no island outside of Fishman Island that holds fishmen. Like a collection of fishmen. There's just none.
All right, so maybe not the slavery, but the isolation.
But that should make more culture. That should make more specific culture-based things.
But just with fishmen, not with...
Okay, but we have Wano, and they're super cultured.
Wano wasn't always blocked. Like, they were actually spread.
Man, they were blocked long enough.
But they were communicating with the other nations and islands. Then they decided to be separated. Fishman has always been underground.
It sounded like a lot of safety to do whatever you wanted. All right, looked like you could have done a lot, bro. The ocean is your home.
It's like your oyster.
They could have done anything they wished to. They're the most disappointing. Nah, I'm about to sound mad.
I'm
about to sound mad racist. Yo, listen, bro.
I'm the flag bearer of the Fishman racism, apparently.
Bro.
But you hear what y'all be saying?
I love fishmen. I just think that potential-wise, they lack. They have so much potential to be the top-tier species in a whole One Piece verse.
Hey, man.
And they don't do anything.
Larry's words, bro. But McKillen, we gotta drop
like
you
how
there,
y'all
bro.
have like a Fishman district?
Hey, I appreciate you guys.
Like there's a poor
Thank
Fishman
you guys
district.
For the
How?
I've been watching for a while, and you guys keep it going.
Yo, don't you? Before you go, ain't there like an infinite amount of food they could have gave the people at the bottom?
Bottom of food.
We appreciate the call.
Thank you, bro.
Nika.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
Gotta let me end the calls, bro.
That's crazy. I almost said something crazy though. That would have been clipped, bro. Hey Nakama, what's going on? This is Larry from That One Piece Talk. If you wish to become an official member of our channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. So when we go live on Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern time, you'll be able to catch us. And listen, don't be late to the party because we're always one fan question away from crashing out on each other. Much love, Nakama. Jana.